Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard the Audio Astra. It is a lovely Sunday morning over here, and it's a good time for Genshin Impact. Of course, all times are good times for Genshin Impact, but today is an especially good time. And today I just want to catch up a bit on Inazuma, seeing as how I've kind of fallen behind. I don't want to fall too far behind. There's a lot of story quests and stuff that's gated behind quests and stuff that I need to do in order to unlock everything on the island. So that's what we'll be doing today. Alright, without any further ado, let's get going. Oops, forgot to set this bar up. Oh, oops. Hang on 1 second. My bad on that. I forgot Genshin doesn't like OBS. But there we go. Okay, that was not a good place to log out. We'll deal with that guy later. We need to fight him eventually to get materials for Ayaka. But just not right now. Resin's not quite back yet. Let's see. Did Abyss reset when I wasn't looking? That's not right. Oof. One more thing to do, I suppose.
This time it turned out better than before.
Alright. Let's continue with the main story quest. I know that is not the main story quest. Where's the main story quest? Poetry exchange. Huh? So I can't even do this? I can't even do my daily? That's awful. Wow.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
I did that one yesterday. Oh wait, is she involved in another one? Oh, I see. Language exchange and poetry exchange in the same day. So I have to do one before the other because LMS can only be in one spot at the same time. Okay. Oh wait.
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma?
Yeah, where is Toma?
Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
I hope not.
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
He's a dog? Did not expect that.
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Oh wait, this is like his secret ability?
Relax. No need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form?
Okay, I did not see that one coming. So you're a dog?
So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Ah, now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
I mean, there's archons and stuff. I didn't realize you were one.
all right. I've had my fun.
Okay. Nice print, bro. You really got me there.
Hey, you're this close to getting an ugly nickname,
Paimon. But no, that was pretty good.
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito. So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived.
I feel like in reality it couldn't quite work as well because you could tell the voice wasn't coming from the dog as opposed to behind him, but you know, we'll give it a
But
pass.
in all seriousness,
For
I would
cleverness.
like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier, though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
The lightning alongside you,
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies.
The courage to face the lightning?
Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your
Kinda.
unwavering and resolute determination.
Wow, it just says that so
A
casually.
long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck...
You mean Kazuha's friend?
So you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly.
So will we be allowed to meet the Shirasaki Himakimi? I don't think we want to meet
Yes,
the...
of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located.
Oh wait, no. Sorry, I thought that was the name of technique. That's actually just Ayaka.
But before that, there is
That's
one
her
other place
title.
I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Oh? Where?
One other place.
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on Narukami Island.
Puppy. He just like sits there and does nothing. It's so nice being able to travel like this. Would have been able to do it earlier, but I didn't have Mona. And Ayaka is kind of... Well, the sprint is fine. I still want Mona. I still don't have Mona. Would have been great if we could have gotten both. Tommy, your perfect attendance. It's okay, you only missed like 10 minutes. I haven't been going for very long.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they? Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into this statue?
Wait, so they only have like 6?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree.
Why did the Shogun issue the Vision Hunt decree?
Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity.
Oh, I know, they have more eyes up there. Come on, there's gotta be more visions out there, right? Because, like, there's not that many spots for eyes on this
The
statue.
Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other
how
without
many
disturbing
visions do you
it for all
think
time.
exist in Inazuma? She wants to get them all, right?
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt decree,
New holes are made as she gets them. That's... I guess. But if you keep adding holes in a statue that wasn't designed to have a whole bunch of holes in it, you're gonna run into problems.
perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryo Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being, oh, I don't know, selfish?
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so
A little
directly
bit,
against the
Ty.
Raiden
Come on,
Shogun.
a little bit. I'm getting some feedback from my mic. Don't know what's going on.
And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
Ah, okay, so this is the part with the rebellion. Huh? Oh.
Huh?
Oh boy.
Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Getting visions all of a sudden, like in the shore, just from approaching the statues.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
I could hear the sound of people's aspirations.
Aspirations?
Oh, I see. Is that must be the representation
That would seem to
of their
confirm the saying.
visions.
Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition.
Oh, is that how it works?
So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined.
Thus, vision symbolizes ambition and not power.
Alright, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally!
Let me check the character list real quick. Yeah, most of these characters have a lot of ambition, but, like, what's Amber's ambition? Other than be a Knight of Favonius. Like, she's not super ambitious, is she? Or like, I mean, Diana's ambition is destroying the wine industry. Hootel's is... wait a minute. Hootel doesn't have ambition besides, like, running the funeral parlor. Well, her ambition to... I guess this was her ambition to speak to her grandfather. Maybe it's one factor? Maybe. Oh yeah, and like, Chi-Chi definitely has no ambition. Like, if she had an ambition, she would have forgotten it by now. Anyways, so... oh, poor Chi-Chi. Her ambition is just to live, maybe. What's this? I think it's a random shrine. Where am I going? Oh, like all the way across. In that case, I think I want to unlock the other teleport waypoint before I leave here. You can do what you want, Tommy. Don't feel pressured to stick around just because I'm streaming. Like, mostly I just wanted to do the Genshin story quest, and like, I figured I might as well stream it if I'm gonna be doing this for a couple hours. It's like, why not? And also, it was I wanted to see how many people would show up if I didn't stream at my usual time. Answer is apparently not zero, which is kind of surprising. Like, I was fully prepared to stream to nobody for 2 hours. Because I'm just here to play Genshin anyways. Alright, time to meet Ayaka. Even though we are already Ayaka. Why did they change that? Because I remember like seeing memes about how Mona's dash would get stuck on the stairs. But apparently works fine on these.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to be snazzier.
It's hard to top the Dawn Winery. It's hard to top the Jade Chamber. I feel like there's a big difference between those two things. Yeah, Mondstadt doesn't really have anything quite as snazzy as the...
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Delighted.
Is this the Shirazage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at?
How very perceptive of you, Paimon. There she is.
Behind the screen?
Oh, we're now allowed to see her in person?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
I think I understand.
She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea.
Oh, please forgive her.
I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate.
A little uneven, given that, a whole bunch of people in the shogunate clearly have visions.
Traveler, lend us your power, and we can...
I'm just here to meet the reigning shogun.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
Come on, Traveler. You know this is the only way to meet
No,
her, right?
please! Wait! Please, don't go! I will
What?
introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
Tommy, if you're God, you're not gonna go around doing all this menial labor by yourself, huh?
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world.
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here.
I will do as you
Then
wish.
you have my...
I'm sure.
Princess. Is she a princess? Let's see. The meaning of meaningless waiting. Interesting.
Let's see, where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
I guess the gods can't see through all the visions. Oh, that reminds me, we should also, like, get Electro, or get the Traveler her Electro
There's still a
infusion.
long road ahead.
Ah, you must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay. Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago, keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of. But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We can't help but wonder, was it something we did? We will gladly apologize if that...
I don't think it's anything you did. He doesn't seem like that kind of guy.
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree.
Probably.
It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person.
I guess you also lose your fancy, unique outfit when your vision is confiscated.
I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then out of the blue, he announced that he was going to leave and become a wanderer. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave.
Seems like he's a You must be Tejima. So what's
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay. True,
You lived here for a long
but that's
time.
not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like A slice of my memory is gone.
Ooh. So, like, the vision actually contains part of your mind. That's a
In the
little
past, I knew I wanted to
concerning.
stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right?
Yes, the emptiness will be
But if
inside
you
you
can't
either
remember
way.
anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding back?
Yeah, Paimon, just try harder.
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to remember.
Oh, yes, yes, you do.
Yeah, Paimon, just
And
try
what's more,
harder.
I remember you saying at the time
What
that
could
you wanted to make a note of a
possibly
few
be easier?
interesting things. Things which would prove very important at a later date.
Perfect!
Okay.
So if we want to keep
So we
Tejima
just
from
have to
leaving, we just need to find his
get
diary.
into his
It must be
old
around here somewhere.
notebook.
Let's take a look.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
Sure, let's do that. Where do we go here? Oh, is this it?
This looks like Tejima's diary, all right. Let's see what we have here. Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish.
Wait,
I
should,
messed up and burned mine a
like, should
little,
we be reading
so I
this?
had to pretend that it
Shouldn't we
was
just,
black
like, give it
snake
to
head
him?
instead.
Like, diaries are usually kind of private. Paimon, please.
Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water the whole afternoon before finding out that Bamboo was the name of his pet crab.
Ouch. Thanks, kid.
I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could.
Oh my
I
gosh.
soon realized I was never
That's why
going to
you-
get it back.
That's
So
what
I
you
just
asked
found somewhere to
first.
sit and watch
Like,
as it
what does
flew away
Bamboo look
into
like?
the distance. Seems like your average diary of daily village life. Huh? Wait, there's more!
Ah, yes, Paimon. Let's just keep going through the entire thing.
I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession.
Ooh,
Now that's the kind of info we're
An
looking for. Time to
omamori.
pay a visit to the shrine.
I wonder what that's about. Go investigate the shrine. Is it?
So this is the
Examine works.
omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child.
Is an omamori. Let me look this up real quick. Omamori. Japanese amulets commonly sold at Shinto shrines and Buddhist temples dedicated to particular Shinto kami as well as Buddhist figures. They are said to provide various forms of luck or protection.
But
Okay,
anyway,
so it's just like
if
an
he
amulet.
had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that it might come in handy?
Sure, Paimon, whatever you think. So I'm just gonna like gather his old keepsakes and then get into him and maybe he'll get his memory back. That's a little optimistic, it seems. Oh, here, just a pile of rocks.
Here we are! This seems to be somewhere that Tejima visited a lot.
He visited these 3 rocks in
The
particular.
soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something
he
precious
buried
here.
something here. Okay,
Something
makes
that
a
kept
little
him
more
in the
sense.
village all these years? Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. Let's dig it up and take a look.
I suppose it would.
It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Must have been written a Konda Village. Sounds so familiar.
Oh, hey.
Where is that
I
place
guess this
again?
must be the Inazuma script. If we become separated during war, go wait for me in Konda Village. There will be a safe home for us there. It's here, Paimon.
So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone. But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end, huh? Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there.
Yep, let's give his stuff back. And maybe that will help him remember. But wow, I didn't realize. You get your vision taken from you and it's just like,
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting.
Ninja, huh?
And I guess the Omamorian letter belonged to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30
Specifically written
years.
in the diary.
Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out. Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared. No,
Wow.
not especially. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face,
So you just forget everything.
her voice, the things we experienced together. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream. I
Did you still
think
plan on leaving?
maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be upsetting for her? When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart. How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness, the feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying
You're
here.
welcome.
I shall remain
Well,
here
that's one
and keep
out of
waiting
3
for her.
little mini quests.
Tejima
Done,
seems to
I
be
guess.
feeling okay,
Maybe 2 more
but still,
before
it
we
makes
can.
Paimon really sad.
Probably not meet Raiden, but
Seems it's
until you
just
can
like
meet Ayaka
Ayaka
at
and
least.
Toma were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too. That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we?
I don't know, Paimon, were we?
Well, according to Miss Kamisato, The second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
Oof, I guess even if you work for the Vision Hunt Decree, that doesn't make you immune. But only some people are too special to get their visions taken away from them.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma. The ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt Decree. But why would they take action against one of their own?
Because
Paimon
he
doesn't
has a
get it.
vision.
Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll
Sure,
ask
let's
one
go
more
see.
time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
Wow, his voice does not match up with
You
his
dare
appearance.
deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Emergency provisions, like emergency
Oh,
food.
huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is
You sure about
Kurosawa.
that?
He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution.
Oof, my audio is not looking good today.
In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see...
Yeah, we'll just talk to him in front of all these people, and you'll just say that. Paimon
I've
just,
never even
like,
heard
no
of
one
these
else
emergency
ever seems to
provisions.
be able to hear Paimon when he's talking to us.
I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today?
Yeah, his voice sounds...
My own family can barely get
Aw.
by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to.
We heard that you lost your vision recently.
And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work.
He sounds
Apparently,
black.
I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun.
Like, not to be
And that's
racist,
why they
but
confiscated my vision.
the voice actor has that kind of like tinge to
Well,
him.
that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
Okay.
He seems to be
If you say
telling the
so.
truth.
Oh, yeah, but I'm on the, well, not human, but living lie detector.
But we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what we should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Oh, right, because we, of course, are the experts at tracking treasure hoarders.
We really outdid
We found
ourselves this
this on the
time.
beach. On the beach.
All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history.
I think we're treasure hoarders, not just, like, food hoarders.
You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson.
Okay. I guess it's time for combat.
Think you can get away?
Aw, there goes all the Mora! We worked hard to steal that, you know?
Can we keep it? We could always use one
Come
more.
on, boss! Think of something!
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders?
That's
We
what
could use someone like you.
Okay. Forget it. Tell us all you know about Kurosawa.
Kurosawa? Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
You knew,
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food
Very
supplies?
accusatory.
You kidding? That place was a
Paimon.
complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
I don't think so, mister.
You've got a deal. Now show us what's
Oh.
in the box.
Okay, Paimon. Don't even ask for
Huh?
my input here.
What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking. We better talk to this Miss Aoi. As for you guys, you're free.
Yes, of course.
Paimon, please. We should not be letting them go.
We redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it.
Come on, Paimon. Like, we can just take them anyways. Honestly. I see no reason why we should just let them go. This isn't even Paimon the Paragon. This is Paimon the Stupid. I am not doing that ceiling right now. The Paragon Shepherd wouldn't just let a bunch of criminals go because they did something for him. You're not sure you can get that ceiling? Wait, why wouldn't you be able to get it? Oh, I'm getting stuck on all these little rocks. Oh, you need to raise the Electrogana level? I see.
Welcome
to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything. Or perhaps there's... Ah, so you're
About
friends
these
of Kurosawa,
islands?
I take it?
Whoa! Let's not get it. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put... However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently.
So that's how he was. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they... So he deemed it necessary to take on the...
Wow. And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained. And now the mechanic...
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such... Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, if you're still curious, I see. That reminds me, it seems that his most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice.
Sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? I've asked him about its origins. He told me that, in hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything. Why don't you ask him about... Oh, but before you...
But...
Information. Don't worry. I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from.
Thank you, main
First, we
quest for
found out that...
making us
Let's go talk to
pay
Kurosawa.
just to advance the plot. I mean, at least 2,000 isn't much. I'm getting so much feedback today. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'll have to restart after this.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. It turned out to be Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
Actually...
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were...
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow... This sword was once wielded. I remember once when I was young. I wanted to sneak out with the blade. What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this end said to me...
Hey! If you look carefully, can you recognize the words?
The words are
Virtue
and justice.
Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use of virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help. And the irony of all of it is, I'm incapable of being a good person.
Yet another... When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword.
Losing the vision is not a trifling matter.
Seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience.
It's not an ambition, it's the...
Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision.
It's getting amnesia.
Let's go find the next poor soul.
The traveler's being a little silly here. Because You know, the Raiden Shogun isn't going to like
The
us
third
when
person who had their vision
she's probably
taken
going to try and
is
kill
supposed
us
to be a famous sword master around
when
these
we
parts.
meet her for being a threat to her rule. So, you know, the only way we're meeting her is if the rebellion wins. I mean, meeting her without her trying to kill us.
Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people
I
around.
guess.
Let's go talk
I
to
don't
them.
know how good that art is.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine.
No,
Those
no.
thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him.
Then I'll just take your life instead. It's probably what's gonna happen.
Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to,
We're here to become disciples.
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo
Okay, so when you
Shisui
said
art.
art,
It's the whole
I
reason
was
we
assuming,
came
like,
all this way. To
actual
seek him
art.
out and ask him to train us. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed.
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here. Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being.
We can wait till
I see you are
recover.
earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail.
Welcome aboard.
Then you can decide whether to stay or to leave. Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard. But then,
not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit.
How did
So
you
we've asked, but if
get
I'm
to
honest,
that
I
conclusion?
still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
you haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on
No.
Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun
We can
herself.
stay for the rest of the stream. Good.
Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening.
So,
I don't think he's possessed. Do I have to wait? What time is it now? It is... Okay, what is 18? So that should be like 6 o'clock. Or, wait, no, I guess this is a 24-hour clock, so I don't have to do math. Okay.
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to just now, when Nanako was attending when she asked him who the people were. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sword masters he had defeated in the past. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago. And he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him. So the exorcism can finally continue.
wow,
The
we got
ritual
some
has now begun. All we can do is
tough
patiently await
shrine
the
maidens
result.
around here.
Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Hmm? Where'd this guy come from?
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up
Oh,
the
that's-
exorcism?
That's probably that
We
wandering
won't let
soul
them get
thing.
away with it. Come
Anzai was his name?
Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up. Aha! Suspicious person sighted!
How did you
This
catch up with me
looks almost exactly like that
so
first
quickly?
guy.
Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does. Unless... I guess it's been a few years. Maybe his skills have improved again.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem like bad news, mister.
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day, long before you ever showed up. I don't care to
yeah,
talk
so
about
this
that
is
time
Anzai.
anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
Of course he is.
Wait, that means you must be...
Anzai? Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again.
So why did you come here to his dojo?
When we were young, we trained under the same sword master, studying Make-Yoshi Sui art together. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Make-Yoshi Sui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward. I was no exception, but Domon was different.
A little different.
The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how to become the best in the world. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best sword master, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind, and that this would impede him from ever mastering the blade.
Not sure where this is going.
I thought so too at the time, but Domon began making swift progress in his training, and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal, no matter what stood in his way.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Make-Yoshi Sui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest.
Oh,
Everyone had
sounds
high
like
expectations from me.
you're not so free of agitations, after all, or not so unconcerned with rank and reward.
Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred,
I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that day and never looked back. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him.
Well, we can look that up
Deep
after
down,
this
though,
game.
I still respected his mastery of the blade and his commitment to the art of the sword. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? His mind was the sharpest of them all. He had practiced Meikyo Shisui art to perfection. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. I thought mine was a name he had long since forgotten. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself.
You never wanted to see him again, but you still came to see for yourself.
Okay,
This
you've heard my
guy
story.
is not the brightest
You should
bulb.
get back now.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He wasn't here to mess up the exorcism at all.
He loves contradicting
Paimon's
himself.
not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the exorcism's coming along.
Oh, that's where you know what? Hello, random
You're saying he
random.
isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No, I refuse to believe it. Something's clearly
Come on,
wrong.
lady, it's obviously because he lost his vision. Like, how dumb can you be?
Nanako, please, try not to get agitated.
I'm
Alright,
sorry.
free from
With
agitation.
what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having possessed Domon. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession with complete certainty. And all is certainly not lost, for I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has
necessarily
taken
bad
an interest
writing.
in your sensei's case.
I think we're supposed to get the sense that that character, like, he's like lying to himself a lot. And that's not necessarily bad writing.
Lady Yai?
It's
Is
just
that
he's not very
the same Lady
trustworthy.
Yai that I think you mean?
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news. Then Sensei will be sure to recover.
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion of great calamities.
This really is just
I am unable to say for
Okay.
certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei,
we
but
even
Lady
have the
Yai
same
can give a
names.
conclusive verdict.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift for...
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yai does not like to be kept waiting.
I mean, like, the rating in Genshin looks like the Raiden in Honkai, just in a different outfit. And the Yang in this game also looks just like the Yang in Honkai, but without the rabbit ears. The rabbit ears that are actually fox ears.
I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and speedy recovery.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to
I mean-
deserve Lady Yai's attention?
No,
Pretty much
that's not what I
identical,
meant at all. You
other than the
misunderstand
fact
me.
that, like, the Raiden Shogun has her hair in, like, braids. Wait, let me pull up some pictures, because, let me see here. Like, let's pull these up. One sec. Just gonna grab these pictures for Tommy. Just need to find one a ball. And then we need to find one of May. Okay, now I just gotta add these to OBS. Let's see. Where the heck? Where the heck? Oh, they saved the desktop? Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so that's Honkai Impact May as an adult. And this is Ball. And like, you can see the resemblance, right? Right? Like, it's pretty obvious. It's just like the same person in different outfits. And I think that's like the main story quest of Honkai is still a teenager, which is probably like why she looks different. But obviously, like adult May in Raiden Ball, yeah, like they're pretty much the same person.
I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself.
So yeah, I think there's some kind of like alternate universe or, you know, if the Archon of Fire ends up looking like Himiko, that'll pretty much just confirm it. Like, these are definitely like different versions of the same people, like alternate universe, alternate timeline versions of the same people.
Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Meikyo Shisui Art, will do our best to help you.
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Yai. We're curious to meet her too. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the writing children from her.
In Honkai. And Raiden in Honkai is also, you know, the Hersher of Lightning. Or Hersher of Thunder. So, you know, kind of has all sorts of electric powers. Which I guess that also makes it, like, increasingly likely that the unknown god is just Kiana. But yeah, I think we're gonna see more Honkai characters pop up in Genshin. Luckily, I've already unlocked this place, so I don't have to climb up the mountain again.
Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, no wonder Junyo is so excited. She has a really striking presence.
Is she gonna be playable?
Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now? It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
I don't think those are ears. I think those are just...
Keep away from me.
Her hair.
I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai.
Yeah, that's just her hair.
Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Maybe they're like toughs, but
Lady Ai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But then does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
I see. So, because he had the strongest ambition out of the three, so he also had the greatest loss.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Ai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into madness?
Because you know how
Your school practices make your shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught.
See, Tommy, it was entirely intentional. Claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior.
Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Lady Ai, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the sword master is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest sword master in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions.
Can you?
Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
I wonder who she referring to.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
Maybe she's referring to...
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father... Sensei... Ansai...
That's enough.
I knew he'd be here.
Isn't that Ansai? Where did he come from? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Ansai... Why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never should have...
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I couldn't face the humiliation. That's why I ran. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you further.
I have my doubts.
Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that, didn't you?
But what if one day... the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Yeah, look, he's
Have you asked them
surprisingly
what they think?
unmad.
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of my days. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, in the present, I wish to continue. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my sensei Domon before me, am a master of Meikyo Shisui art.
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually.
Goodness.
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you so effortlessly defeated me. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name.
I understand. I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Meikyo Shisui art. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still my mind and be free of agitation.
Oh, hello, Luxo. Welcome aboard. Your first time here? The moral, Tommy? I'm talking about if you get your ambitions crushed, think of yourself as giving your ambitions to who defeated you, or like passing your ambitions on to other people. Like, from a practical perspective, I don't think it makes much difference, but I think it's a healthy mental coping mechanism for these people, and that is important. If you can make your peace with your failures, that's very important to having. It's very important to mental well-being.
But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my...
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while to make sure you aren't cutting any corners with them.
With just a short conversation.
Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home.
Wait, can we
So even though his
stay and
ambition was
take a
taken
closer
away,
look at Yai?
his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that sort of solves this one, huh?
Maybe one of them will get a vision too. Yes, it seems as good of a resolution as we can hope for.
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
So, my intuition was correct.
So, I can't see, are the earrings identical? Like, is she just wearing electro sigils because she's like the Electro Archon's shrine maiden? Or is that actually her vision? Does she have like 2 electro visions?
The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment.
The one on her right glows, the one on the left doesn't glow. So I think the
I have
one...
high hopes for you,
yeah.
child. Don't disappoint me.
Perfect. So her right earring has the electro signal, so that must be her vision. The left one is just decorative. So That means she's gonna be a playable character. Someone else to save up for.
Ooh, Lady Ai seems to have taken a real interest in you. She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what she really meant by all that. We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
She's my favorite character in Honkai. So, yeah, I really like her design. Waiting for them to bring out the Genshin Impact wedding dresses. Alright, let's resonate with Electron real quick. Let me see, what? Oh, so she just tosses the 3. That's just her skill? Unlimited power, yeah. Seems about right.
Take this!
Read. I forget how this skill works, but it helps with energy regen. Okay. Well, I'm gonna collect the Sakura blooms here because we need these for Ayaka.
What? Another bad one? No, let me try again.
Take this!
Another one. Was it over here or am I just like hallucinating?
Protection of the electro.
Take this!
May the blossoms of the sacred sakura bloom eternally.
Sooner? I mean, I think Sooner is more like yellow. Oh, wait, you mean like Dendro? Because they're the Dendro region, aren't they? I guess they will have to be green. It's like a darker green. What? Was that something? No, it was nothing. I think we collected all the Sakura blossoms here. Okay, we finally achieved all 3 side quests.
Oh, Ayaka! Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
What? She's not here. I guess it's alright. Oh. Yay, we finally get to see her.
Traveler, Paimon, it is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our 3 friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Actually, we didn't really help at all.
Yeah. Short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help them. Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because now that you have done the 3 things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Emergency servant.
Oh.
Made outfit,
Okay,
Paimon.
Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are behind the screen. Alright, we can be friends.
Friend request accepted.
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen?
I hope they can one day be free from their torment.
Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance?
I will help you fight the Vision Hunt Decree.
You will? Really?
But you must keep the promise you made me.
Naturally.
Alright, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you she wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori Tea House? We ought not to involve other members of the Yashiro
yes.
Commission.
Planning the rebellion.
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access.
That dog is still there.
Such privileges exist due to
It
the
has
Yashiro
not
Commission's
moved an
role in
inch
managing ceremonial affairs.
since we left.
Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Oh, Paimon gets it. Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Kamisato? That doesn't even make any sense, Tommy. Like, they're not communist in any way.
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
Boo. Boo.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me?
What kind of god is the reigning Shogun?
The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But as I recall, there was something else about her that struck me even more deeply. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly without feeling.
Is no one else fighting the Vision Hunt?
The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, The attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt decree is one of indifference.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's actually what I was thinking, more or less. Like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense for there to be a full-blown rebellion over the Vision Hunt decree because, I mean, there are only a handful of people who have visions.
Paimon's getting mad.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt decree.
Oh, wait a minute. Are the Fatui behind them? That... Oh, dear.
Of course. We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and the Kanjo Commission,
Oh my, so
and
we might be
subsequently
helping
scrapped.
the Fatui out on this one. Although we kind of did that before, too.
They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing anything. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt decree.
Makes one wonder, huh?
Ooh, Paimon has a question though.
Oh? What would you like to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a contingency measure.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make fake visions?
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article.
Must have been where Venti went. Yeah, that was my first thought too. Because, like, why are you so surprised, Paimon? We've already met someone with a fake vision.
The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenryou Commission.
Darn! So they found out about it? Ugh.
You forgot all about the fake visions where that option popped up? I mean, Tommy, it's literally just on Venti's waist.
Yes.
You can just see it.
We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time
using
before it would
Venti?
be exposed. But we cannot
You
simply
forgot it was
abandon
a fake?
Master Masakatsu.
Wow, Tommy. How'd you manage that? He has saved many others. It is only right that he should be saved. too.
Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we be caught. That would only serve to cast suspicion on any future activity we might seek to attempt.
Like, Tommy.
By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders alone. When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Naganohara family. There, you will find someone who can help you.
Okay. I think that will be all for now. In terms of the story quest, of course, we still have plenty to do. in general, I think I want to try and open up all the teleport waypoints that I can, at least. Let's go with that one. I mean, like, yeah, like, it's just hanging there all the time. I just forgot it was fake.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
You just forgot that Venti was an Archon. So you just thought that an Archon had a vision? Is that how it works? Okay, Tommy. If you say so. Where are the rest of the exploding barrels? Oh, I guess I can't hit them from shore. I need to get the Wave Rider.
Healthy body, healthy mind.
Well, it's probably going to be easier to do it with the Wave Rider anyways. There we go. So that's one teleport point. Let's try to get this. There's 4 more teleport points that I want to unlock, and then I'll end this
I
stream.
was just thinking that the silk flowers at the Feiyun Commerce Guild needed watering. The transport coordinators will probably moan about the muddy mountain roads again, though.
Can you get hit by lightning while gliding? I think you can. We'll try not to have that happen. Oh, what's there? A big water shield. We'll get that. We'll get to that one later. You don't think so? Okay. Well, let's fight this guy. Because we need these materials for Ayaka as well. Oh, another one. Just came out of nowhere. Oh, there's a lot of them. Oh, I thought I was just fighting the one guy. And there's a whole bunch of them showed up. Okay. Oh, there's an electroculus around here. I can't see it though. We'll get it later. Let's just focus on getting the teleport waypoints, because that'll help a lot in the future. There was the lightning. Oh wait, what the?
I can fix this!
Ouch. Oh, so this summons Electra here? Okay. Interesting. Oh, and I didn't actually get any drops for killing him, I don't think. Oh. Easy. like treasure hoarders. I don't need treasure hoarder drops. Give me those sword guys, though. Because I need those. Oh. Ah, Jerry's chest. Sure. What's it doing?
Access denied. Next on the agenda.
I don't know what to do. Oh, I get it. Okay, so we do it in the order that the Sealy does.
We're way behind schedule.
No, that wasn't right. That one. Okay, yeah.
We're way behind schedule.
No, that was ready.
Next on the agenda.
I don't get it. I'm doing it right, I think.
Next on the agenda.
Her Excellency. What is she trying to communicate?
I don't get it. I'm definitely hitting them in the right order. Am I not hitting them quick enough? Like, do I actually have to get hit by the lightning? Huh? I can't activate the first one anymore. Oh, wait, oh! I have to use the electric wave on it? Oh, okay.
We're way behind schedule.
That's a little tedious. Okay, we got it. I think. Ouch. There
Brace
we go.
yourselves. Time for takeoff. No touching. Glaze over.
You win. This cut down.
Please.
We're way behind
Nice little
schedule.
luxurious chest. Is there a reward for that one? I guess we can't get that one yet. the fights aren't hard. Oh, I
We're
see.
way behind
So we have to
schedule.
grab this. And then
We're way behind
touch
schedule.
the sword.
Let me
Oh,
try
look,
my
I got one. Oh no, the ring stopped.
Yahoo! Think you can get away? Born of ice and frost. Yeah.
You win. This.
There we go. Okay, so that's what you're supposed to do with these swords.
Going somewhere?
Did I miscalculate?
Ow! What? Oh, they got archers with them too.
Access denied. Rex Lapis.
Oh,
I am
yeah.
sorry.
That's a little unfortunate.
Time for takeoff. Let's play.
I don't exactly have a fully functional team out on the field at the moment. It's okay, we got it. Maybe I should use some food here. I do have plenty, because I don't normally use healing items. So we have no shortage of those.
Let's go jumping in puddles and see who can make. Next on the agenda.
No, that's not.
We're way behind schedule.
That was great. You just get electrocuted the moment you loading.
Yahoo!
Okay, we got 2 more waypoints to unlock. And climb up here. Over the cliff. Oh, sweet flowers. I thought those were something more rare. I think we can. That looks complicated. We'll do that one later. Oh, this one looks. Okay, so we have to get the electro brand. Oh, from the top of the cliff.
Brace yourselves.
Man, gun is down to half health already. There we go. Okay. I'm going to mark that off the map in a second. Oh. Okay. That is one more Electroculus marked off. Okay, and then we have one more teleport waypoint to unlock. Oh, this appears to be where all the villagers live. Oh, like I said,
We're way
I
behind
don't really
schedule.
mind the lightning storm because yeah, you occasionally get hit with lightning, but on the other hand, you get wet applied to literally everything. So
Let's play! Think you can get away? Born of ice and frost. We're way behind
like, it just
schedule.
makes these fights really easy.
You win. Cut down. Like this.
But I guess if there is a quest, you will have to do it eventually. I'm just saying that. Probably will wait a bit. Oh hey, there's one just sitting out in the open. It's not going to be a priority. Listen, guy. Fortunately, these are like really easy to find. But, like these guys are like basically like the Inazuma version of village girls, just from how common they are. Which one was that? Should be that one, okay. And there's one more Electroculus nearby out on the side. I mean,
Next
you
on the
probably
agenda.
forgot, Tommy, but most of the ones in Mondstadt or Leeway are just sitting out in the open, like you don't have to do any puzzle. Like, it's pretty unusual where you have to do a quest or like solve a puzzle in order to unlock an Electroc or the Geoculus or the Animal Oculus. Most of them were just, you could walk in. Oh, it's one of these again. We'll do that later. Alright. I think that's it for now. Alright everyone, thank you for tuning in to my spontaneous Saturday morning or Sunday morning Genshin stream. Made a good amount of progress on the main quest. So thank you Tommy, thank you Leaf, anyone else who might have been here. And I'd like you all to have a nice day. Enjoy your Sunday. Oh, hey Ellie. Yep, you just came in right as I was ending. Alright, have a good day, everyone. Good night, or good day. Enjoy your Sunday.